Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my witches, warlocks, writers, and wanderers out there. I'm KibbyRose. I'm your Authortubes lesbian psychic stoner. I'm here to have kind of a really lazy type morning. I need to adjust my camera. I didn't even notice that. That's the kind of morning it's been. It's a lazy kind of just we're going to get things done, just have a interesting morning. I've been so stressed the last month and a half that it's nice to have just a normal regular stream where I'm not like on the ball about stuff. So I got your horoscopes, I got your monthly stuff, but truthfully we're just going to get do some sprints, get some work done, and we're just going to have a good morning, truthfully. So let me roll the opener and get on with this. So just a quick reminder to everybody at the beginning to go ahead and like and subscribe, do all the YouTubey things, get them out of the way so we don't have to think about them later. I'm going to do a quick shout out for my Patreon. Just a reminder to all my, to anybody new that the Patreon is available. I'm finding out for a lot of my regular clients, they prefer to kind of keep it yeah, we're working out other ways of doing things. So if you are a regular client of mine and you don't want to do the Patreon, reach out to me. We're figuring out other ways. For those of you that are new that want to stay kind of behind the scenes and be discreet about your questions, the Patreon is going to be a perfect way for you to do it. I am going to do some pop-up psychic hours in the future on Thursday or sorry, Monday mornings or Monday afternoons. The 5 o'clock stream, that's Monday. So for those of you that were wondering when I was going to answer psychic questions and stuff like that, it will be on Monday evenings. At that time, if you are a Patreon member, you can come in and ask questions along with stuff. So just know that there are added bonuses to the structure of things. This is the first time I'm launching something like this. We're testing it out this way. We have a lot of wiggle room when it comes to the way I'm very much about making it easy for my clients. So as a lot of my clients have already found out, having that wiggle room and doing things a little bit differently, yes, obviously we have that option. And for any new clients, yes, we have that option. The Patreon was just a way for a lot of people that I realized were coming in to my YouTube lives to ask questions as a way to kind of start from a basic I thought it was a nice, non-discreet way, private way to be able to start the process of working with the psychic without like, you know, fully exposing yourself, let's just say. So, and so I don't get the karmic backlash of what happens when I always try to help people and use my psychic abilities. And yeah, I pay for it karmically. I really wish it wasn't that way. Truthfully, there's so many times when I have to tell to my clients that I wish I could do it for free, but when you become one of my clients and you start or if you become a Patreon member, as I start sharing stories, you will find out how much stuff I have been through. There is not a year of my life where I didn't survive something that normally would take somebody out. So many of my friends that are very close to me are used to the fact that at least once a year, I fall apart because life literally just hands me a curveball that is one of those where I have to learn how to survive it. You know, so if anybody who's interested in that kind of stuff, my Patreon's we're going to have the first video up on Monday. I'm recording a couple of them this evening. My Psycho to Psychic series. We're doing episode 1 of that series. And then we're also going to cover a couple of, which I did find, I was kind of yelling at myself because I looked through the folder, couldn't find the list. And then I looked through the folder again, like this weekend. For me, it was this weekend. Okay. And I found my list. So for any of you who are interested, this is literally how many story times I have. And I'm adding to it, as you can see. I even have another one that I need to add to it, including my experience with an interesting guy in his dorm room in college. And let's just say it has something to do with my feet. So I have so many crazy stories, you guys. So if you're interested in finding out about that, subscribe to the Patreon. It is available for you. If you are one of my clients, again, I will repeat, if you're not comfortable with the Patreon, reach out to me. We'll figure something out. We'll wiggle it around. Also, I never mentioned, I noticed this looking back on it, I never mentioned that I do take on experienced witches. One of my expertise is actually helping people that are already in the healing or witchy workings, tarot reading, clairvoyant department get better. I'm hopefully I'm gonna ask one of my recent clients to give a shout out because she has, I can actually show you the text message. She just told me recently that not only is her business increasing, but her healings, her aura healings and everything else, and her ability to ground has improved immensely. And she's only worked we looked at it and we thought it had been 6 months. It had only been 3. So how quickly you benefit from my teachings and how it's worth your while. So for those of you that are advanced in that kind of abilities, that's part of what my psychic teachings does, is I work with your angels and your guides and everybody else to figure out how to advance your skills so that you become better at whatever it is that you're at. Like, I don't teach you necessarily. I actually almost give you a lesson plan from the other side, if that makes sense. So, and that's what I'm hoping that Danielle will be able to confirm for me, because that's pretty much how it worked for her. I would literally, before meetings with her, go up to my bookcase and they would be like, this one, this one, this one. And I'd be like, okay. So, and that's, I never mentioned that when I did the Patreon. And I also want to mention, guys, oh my gosh. So I have to be honest with you guys. I've always been honest with my subs on this channel. I'm going to be honest with you again. I have not had a good couple of days. I'm about to fight back tears again. Crap. I've not had a good couple of days. I was really upset about the way my launch went off. For those of you, I went back and watched it, and I covered it really well. Wow, I'm very good at masking. But I was in a complete and total panic attack when my Wi-Fi went off the first time. And then the second time, another hit to the panic attack. So if you go back and watch that video and watch my launch, you can actually see how I was kind of like, and when I got off, I'm such a perfectionist, and I am my own worst boss. And when I got off of the stream, I was so upset with myself. And everybody kept telling me it was great. It looked great. Everything was great. And but I couldn't, just so you know, there's even, I haven't had a good couple of days. So I need to thank the Tri Channel and Justine Stafford and the L Word series, which I'm going to get into. It's really ironic how I ended up with the entire box set of the L Word for $20. We'll talk about it. But you guys have really been helping me out the last couple of days, because I have definitely had to distract big time. So that I wouldn't get angry and hard, and because the negative thoughts, man, did they flood in. And it was literally to a point where, like, my angels were like, do not make us metaphysically smack you. Like, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Everybody's telling you it was fine. You even went back and rewatched it and it was fine. Why are you so hard on yourself? So I just want to say, for all of you out there who can relate, when I say self-distract and self-soothe, that's what I mean. I was supposed to get more work done I was supposed to film this weekend. I was supposed to get work done on my rewatch project. Instead, I think I gave, like, the Tri Channel, I think between the Tri Channel, Justine's channel, and the L Word, I think I've increased their watch times probably like 20 to 30%. I had to have, because I literally just had their list, the playlist up, and just play. And every time, and I made sure that I wasn't just mindlessly watching, because that happens. And they teach you in DBT, as I teach my clients, you can't just do it mindlessly. You have to do it attentively, or you're not self-soothing and distracting, because then you're letting your mind wander, and that completely voids the whole reason why you're trying to distract. So I made sure that I thumbsed up like every single video, and I made a comment on, you know, when something actually made me laugh out loud with how kind of like upset I was and depressed I was, I made sure to make a comment. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to those channels because and then the L word. I I was just like, okay, as a lesbian who's been single for 5 years, I'm a little lonely. And also the market here in Spokane is very limited. And the fact that I work from home, I work in my basement, I really don't have to leave my house because the essentials are pretty much provided for me. Getting out and mingling is very difficult. So I've been a little lonely. And so I was just like, you know, I could really use just something where I don't get myself in trouble trying to find the wrong kind of attention because of the fact that I'm lonely. And I went into like something told me, my angels were like, go, you know, usually Dance Moms distracts you. Why don't you find something like that? Make a wish, guys. It's 11:11. And I went into Apple, you know, the Apple thing, and all of a sudden this thing pops up. I don't know what I swear my hands moved on their own, but something, it popped up where all of a sudden I can get the entire box set, every season of the L Word for $20. You best believe I clicked that button. I was like, yes, yes, yes. So I have literally, I think I've gotten through season 1 and season 2 of the L Word. And then the rest of the time has literally been distracting with Justine Stadford's channel and the Tri channel. And there's some like, yeah, there's something. And then I've been talking about the Irish so much that my mom and I started talking about like trip to Ireland. Like, what if we did in 2027? What if we go to like, what family do we have out there? And then we found out that we have family like right outside of it's not Dublin, it's the other one, Belfast. It's like Lindsberg or something like that we have family in. So like my mom she's decided to reach out to them and see if they're available. So it's like, and then like we decided 2027 because yeah, everybody else has their passport except for Kibby. So I kind of need to get my passport. And right now getting a passport in the US, hopefully with all the changes that are happening, the process for even getting a passport will speed up, but we'll see what happens. I can go to Canada. I can go to Mexico. Can't go anywhere else. So that's something that might be happening is I might be going to Ireland in 2027. I would love that. My grandfather would be 100 years old and he's 100% Irish and it's his family that is over there. I also have my dad's side of the family, my father, because I'm half Irish. So I get it from both my mom and my dad's side. And I was thinking of reaching out to the Turners and being like, hey, you remember Ethel Turner? Ethel Turner? Yeah, I'm her granddaughter. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, just listening to them, and it's been a whirlwind of a week. But I just want to let you guys know that if you're struggling with mental health or whatever, I get it. I've been there. Part of my Patreon stories is going to be me exposing a lot. My Psycho to Psychic series is going to be exposing a lot of my struggles of how, you know, they put me on medication when I was 7, and my whole journey up until me taking my own life at 37 and then learning DBT and then figuring out that everything that I thought was fake and they kept putting me on medication for wasn't. So it's just seriously, pardon me for that. Is there anything else hidden? Okay, so Kibby has hidden things in her boobs. Sorry about that. That tends to be something I do. If I'm running around the house and I have things in my hands, I will stick them there to move on. But, oh, that was, okay. Welcome to my world. Okay, we're professionals around here. It's fine. So just... on that note, we're going to jump into a 10-minute sprint. For anybody who's new here, I'm just going to say real quick what we do. Normally, I start off with a little bit of ramble, like I just did. Then we go into a 10-minute sprint just to kind of get ourselves organized, because I do use these sprints to be efficient. I might be changing up that format because I'm finding that I'm able to be more efficient using other people's sprints and then using this to rant and get things off my chest. And if the Patreon business picks up, we'll have more questions. So we might have to change gears. Like I said, we're in a wiggle room time right now. So bear with me, okay? But I do want to show, or sorry, I didn't even finish explaining. See, wiggle room. This is how we work. 10 minutes for the first sprints. Then I come back in, do talking points. Then it's 25-minute sprints after that. And then I'm going to be showing off a few things because I got some more stuff. But yeah, that's how we usually work it around here. I try to entertain you while you get your to-do list done. And with the energies that have been going on recently, yeah, I'm not the only one who's been feeling this effect. I know it because after looking at the charts and what everybody else is going through and let's just say for a lot of us, we have a couple good days, then there's going to be a really bad day, then there's going to be a good day. So I do have your horoscopes for you at the end of the stream. Anyway, just lost my total train of thought. So we're going to jump into a 10-minute sprint so that I can get my train of thought back. And then I will talk your ear off again about some interesting information. It's this one. So it's because I was going into what we were doing and I lost my total train of thought. Also, for my students, I'm going to cover the holiday and the Wiccan stuff that's coming up at the end. I decided to fill the full beginning with rants and then do all of the witchy stuff at the end. Because I found, as you several of you have told me, it's a lot easier for you to just skip to where you need to go than to listen to everything. And then if you want to, you'll go back and listen to the rest of it. But to get the information you need, it's just easier for you to skip to the end. So just know that I will do that from now on. So let me put a 10-minute sprint. Compile what you need, get your work done, make some notes about what the heck I just ranted about. Go check out my Patreon. No, I'm just kidding. I do have all my socials too, so follow me on all my, if you have the time, go follow me on all my socials, and I will see you guys in 10 minutes. All right, in 3, 2, 1, and don't forget. All right, we're back with that. I'm giggling because where I had the timer set with my music, it was literally right about to drop it. And it was just like the climax of building, and it was like 5, 4, and I was like, yeah, I know the timer's up. It's whatever. Wrong one. There we go. So 10 minutes. I hope you got yourselves a little bit organized, a little bit set. Two things. Number one, figured out why I glitched when I was explaining what we do here. During that sprint, my angels kind of flew into my head exactly what the future whatever is going to be. So sorry about that. When I went to explain, I started explaining the first half, went straight into something else, and it was just like, why didn't I finish explaining that? Well, there's why. Because evidently we're going to be changing it up on the next stream, and we'll explain it the next stream, but this one we're just going to stick to the same format. So pop culture rants. For those of you that come for me to hear me go off about pop culture events, if my tongue will work, that's what we're going to get into. So, but first of all, I wanted to show off because if you know, I am obsessed with certain products and certain companies, and sugar paper happens to be one of them. Pretty much everything you see me use is sugar paper, including my calendar. And I got 2 more things from sugar paper. Now, here's something interesting that I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight about. When I found sugar paper in Target, I actually went to their website, found that there was an affiliate site, reached out to them, was just like, hey, I would be so happy to promote your products on my channel. I didn't even want a discount. I just wanted to work with them, simply. There was some misunderstanding, I guess. What they need to fix their website, basically, because the way they explained it on their website, that what I was reaching out for was exactly what it explained on the website that email address and everything was for. However, I found out later that evidently it's only to volume bulk, which is not something I wanted to do. But in that conversation with that young lady, she actually referenced that because I sent her the link to my video where I shared it the first time, and she mentioned that she doesn't understand. First of all, she didn't recognize one of the projects and said it wasn't a sugar paper product, which is interesting because everything I have has the sugar paper logo on it. Second of all, she told me that they don't sell in Target. And I think that's interesting because Target, and as you can see, they are both sugar paper as well. But and if you guys are wondering, the reason I love their products is because the paper. I'm very picky about what kind of paper I like to write on. I write so much, obviously, that I am very particular about the pens and the paper that I write with and write on. So sugar paper is one of those kind of papers where my RSVP pens glide very easily. My Pentel gel pens glide very easily. My hand's not aching after writing only 2 pages. So I wanted to show these off because I was able to get these at Target. This one was only $11.99, and it's just a simple notes thing. And then this one was also, this one was a little bit more at $15.99 because it has the strap and everything else. But they're just normal notepads, but it's the paper that's inside them that makes the difference for me. So I just kind of wanted to show that off because I'm kind of getting this like paper or this design aesthetic going on here that I absolutely love. And I don't know. If you know me, I'm very matchy, and the fact that my notebooks are literally starting to match my aesthetic that's behind me, I'm just like, there's a little part of me that's a giddy schoolgirl. Bad news is I was looking up again because, again, I was like, they don't sell in Target, but now I'm finding more of their products in Target. So I went online because, again, when I was on their website before, not only are they a female-owned company, which is double awesome, but I realized that all of their businesses were in LA, specifically Santa Monica, Palisades, that area. So I am just hoping, I'm basically, even though they're not, this is not promoted. They're not working with me at all. And evidently they don't work with influencers. I still want to say, guys, if you guys can go help support their company, I'm pretty sure that they're not doing that well right now. They haven't posted anything on their website about losing a store, but if you look at where their store was located, it was pretty much in the middle of all of it. So I highly recommend Sugar Paper. I love their products. I love their paper. If you can go buy them through the website, they are a little bit pricier on the website. I buy through Target because it's honestly, I was walking through Target to get other things. I passed by the Sugar Paper section. They happened to be there. I needed to, I need to purchase an order from Sugar Paper. I just haven't gotten to it. I don't have the money at the moment. Okay. Other things take priority. So I've got a couple. Oh, I grabbed the wrong ones. Sorry, correction. I do have a couple of new notes and updates in regards to changes. I'm glad that I'm starting to stream twice a week. I'm thinking about starting to do a third stream on TikTok. Y'all let me know if that's something you're interested in. Me going live on TikTok, because so much. Gosh, stop it. I know you want to talk for me, but you can't make me burp and like stop. Just know there's so many changes that are going to be happening in the next month. Things are going to go so fast, and it's not because people are actually moving and grooving and everything else, but no, it's actually written in the stars. When I said Pluto shifted and is causing changes, Pluto shift. I'm sorry, guys. It's been one of those mornings. So when Pluto shift into Aquarius, which happened right around the time that we had our election, it's literally for significant changes in humanity that begin with sudden endings, and the level of progress will be extraordinary. This is the shift that's going to happen for the next 10 years, because Pluto always sits in their sign for 10 years. We just shifted into the sign. The last 10 years, man, it has been like we've been drugging through mud. Okay, so just know that if you're hoping for this slowdown, for a slowdown to happen, it's not going to, guys. This is why I started my Patreon now, because I was like, if there's going to be people that need questions and need help and everything else, now would be the time. We also had a shift with Uranus that is with Uranus. I always laugh and I can't help it. I'm a school kid. Even in astrology, even when it comes to my professionals, I can't help it. There was also a shift in your Uranus that is causing some major spiritual shifts, where people are starting to recognize, starting to have stronger spiritual pull. They're looking for more meaning in life, basically. So with these two dramatic shifts, that's why you're seeing the changes that are happening. And I always do pop culture, simply because if you are one of those that is hypersensitive, you may not pay attention to pop culture, because it's kind of hard to pay attention to pop culture when you're a hypersensitive. However, if you're able to buffer it and see the overarching of things, you will get a very good general idea of what is going on and what might be affecting your energies, your environment, everybody around you. Because what happens to us happens to them. It's kind of funny, because even though people in the industry and A-listers kind of think that they believe that they're in their own little bubble that they have, the truth is they're not. They're affected by the same energies that we are. Sometimes money does help you navigate negative energies better. However, this kind of shift, the money doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's almost like God is like, I'm so sick of people thinking that they can just pay their way out of trouble. And we need to start having people take accountability and be responsible and find better ways to navigate their emotions than just sweeping things under the rug. Hello. Oh, and you know what? I'm so sorry. You guys have been bad on comments today. Hello, Cora. You just got here feeding the kitties. So hello, Cora. Thank you for coming in. And oh, hello, Champagne. You're new. It's nice to meet you. This is since I got a couple people watching, and I said this before, but you might be just jumping in. We do sprints here normally. You've come in on a ranting moment. We're going to be jumping into another 10-minute sprint here in a minute. So just so you know, I do come, I rant, then I do 10 minutes for you to either take notes, get work done, do work on your predictions, get you know, stuff like that done. And then I come back in and I give you rants. At the end, we do horoscopes. Okay, so first of all, you've already seen the huge changes with the view. Okay, now first, this kind of goes into this over arc of like, hey, Disney. And for those of you who don't know, this is going to give you a good peek into how the industry works, because you're going to find out that with Disney, CNN and The View and MSNBC, and there's a lot of companies that are actually owned by Disney. What are sprints? Sprints are just, here, I'll show you real quick what. So here I have a little timer where we put it at 10 minutes. And because I am a professional psychic and I have a lot of clients that come in and I do a lot of this kind of work, and a lot of my clients are current practicing healers and stuff like that. The 10 minutes is for them to take notes, get any work done for themselves that regarding what I just discussed. It's kind of a little bit of like a homework work period, but we like to call it sprints because we're all adults. we're all professionals here, so we like to disguise like homework as like real work, right? You know, I figured. I could feel that from you already. Love that you offer this for free, especially. It's not completely for free. I do have a Patreon that if you want to ask questions, that's how you can get your questions answered. I do these lives to do overarching, because a lot of my clients that do pay me on the other side, like other than Patreon, they live all over the place. So this is the best way for me to be able to get the information out to everybody without having 150 phone calls at like 1 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night. So it was just easier for me to get, and then I can give them their, and then on the side, I give them their personal stuff. But this was simple readings for my clients were turning into 2 or 3 or 4 hours, simply because we were covering a lot of stuff that I could cover on this kind of format, and then actually use that half an hour time that they get better, more bang for their buck, basically, is why I do this. I'm not a normal psychic. I have a lot of abilities. I knew you were an intuitive already. You actually would be good for one of my clients because you're trying to advance your skills. And that's exactly what master in, I guess. I'm very good at talking to your angels to figure out how best. The way I work is I'm able to read lifelines. I have telepathy, and I'm able to see, and I'm able to talk to your angels. So basically I create a trifecta where I can see what you want, I can see what they want, and I can also see what options you have available. And we pick the best path that coincides with everybody. Does that make sense? So, but this, what I'm doing right now is just an overarching, because a lot of my clients, like, especially if you became a client, this is how I'd work with you. You can use the industry and what is going on in mainstream, that is on mainstream media, or right now what is happening to mainstream media, to get a good guide, a good direction on what is happening in this world. And it gives you the more influences you know that are going on in the outside world, the better idea you have of why maybe you're reacting or you're responding, or why other people are acting or responding. And just as anybody who's intuitive, the more information you have about that kind of navigating of energies, the better off you are. Yeah, I'm good at what I do for sure. Yeah, I try to be the best a little bit. We're all trying to improve. Even with how advanced, even with how much I know, I have so much more to learn. The one thing I have learned is that the day you stop learning is the day you die, but not even then, because then you transcend to just a different type of energy form, and you're still learning. So really, from what I understand, you never really ever stop learning. I usually just tell people when they die to mend that ego that tends to be ruffled when you say that there's no end of learning lessons. Hold on. I was talking a little long. My throat got a little dry. All right. So just for my clients and everyone else, this is what we're going into. I'm going to spit this out real quick so we can jump into a sprint so you guys can meditate or do work or do whatever it is that you need to do. Basically, you're already watching the biggest shift start. Okay. The View has been moved from mainstream media. They're starting to do streaming actually on the weekends without Whoopi Goldberg. Okay. The Democrats, if you've noticed, if you watch the Democratic convention, it's almost like the Democrats or the people, it's not all see, and this is the hard part. It's not all Democrats. And I hate the fact that everybody keeps saying, oh, the Democrats, oh, the Democrats. It's not all of them. Like, you guys are doing what they did to us, to them now. Or not even that. I'm in the middle. Anyway, everybody's, an eye for an eye makes everybody blind. And that's pretty much what happened at a little while ago. That's changing. Everybody's got their blinders taken off. Rachel Zegler, I still see the same thing for the Snow White film that I saw before in regards to Disney. It's even with them pulling back with all the media and everything else, it's tainted. It is tainted. The View, it's not going to work on the subscription or streaming side of things because of the fact that, as some of us already know, once you've ruined your reputation of not being able to be trusted in what you say, moving platforms doesn't work anymore. The same people that are watching the mainstream media are also watching streaming platforms. Like they used to be able to do that in the 70s and the 80s, where they're like, okay, well, you just screwed up with movies. Let's move you to music. That way we can still make money off of you and we're not causing problems. Okay. The same way they expanded people's careers, they reduce people's careers. Okay. You're starting to see the career reduction again, and you're starting to see just how much of a the truth is the people within the industry that are starting to voice up and say, I should be able, as an actor and actress, to voice my opinion on politics, doesn't seem to understand that you then can't complain when you lose all the people that were your fans. There's a certain fine line that you have to balance there. I have no problem with you discussing politics with your friends. Go for it. My whole problem with the politics is when you start shoving it down my throats. And when I go to watch a movie for escapism to get out of the political environment because I hate politics and it's been such a toxic environment in the last 2 years, especially, the last thing I want to do is go into a movie and watch somebody on screen where my head flashes to me, them basically yelling about how they're right and everybody else is wrong, and we all need to listen to them because we're uneducated and we don't know what we're talking about, and then see them on. It's hard. It's really hard. It was easy before when it was more of a when I could believe it was a tabloid thing, if that makes sense. So the truth is, but here's the thing. This is proof that that rug that I constantly talked about, that I said that they used to use to sweep everything under, it's gone now. They can't maneuver behind the scenes. And the biggest thing is with the Blake Lively and Justin Baldon case. Justin, go. Go, 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 go. The amount of people, okay, I wasn't going to say this before, and I actually had a conversation with my angels and everybody in regards to this, but I'm going to say it because I can feel the power behind it. Basically, here's what's going on. Justin, just like Johnny Depp, there are so many people that have died because of heart attacks, health issues, overdoses, due to emotional stress because of manipulations of this exact kind, that is why this is being exposed the way it is. This is supposed to stop this kind of abuse behind the scenes, and it's supposed to stop the manipulation of the public. So go. For Taylor Swift, wake up, girl. Because if you don't want the discovery to be performed where they're going to prove that every relationship you've ever had was a contractual agreement so that you could write an album and not have the negative repercussions from the public eye because of it when you broke up, wake up. For the Swifties, this might expose to the Swifties that her entire Her entire career, her entire reputation, everything that she is, was a manipulated, contrived story that they made so that they can make money off of the public with albums. How much would that suck? I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just saying, I'm hearing that you better be careful, Taylor, because with what I'm hearing, it's not going to be good for you if this goes to court. The industry is this, it's almost a make or break it with this, from what I'm hearing, like from what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing again. This is my opinion. This is just, I may be wrong. I might be wrong. Time will prove. If I am wrong, oh well, I'm wrong. But there's times when I wish I was wrong and I'm not. This is one of those things that I really don't feel like I'm wrong on, but I might be. This is definitely when I lean more towards the 70 side versus the 30 side, because the proof just keeps coming out. It just keeps coming out over and over and over and over and over again. And everything I said about Justin Baldwin and Blake Lively happened. And Taylor, you better be careful. Not only that, but how horrible would it be if they actually figured out that the fight between Kim and Taylor was also not exactly what it seemed. So, and I'm just going to say to any of my Hollywood friends, because I know you guys are watching, if you don't think it's possible, you also didn't believe that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were possible. Okay. There's a lot of you that came back to me after that. And I'm saying it again. I'm feeling the same confidence. Okay. So on that note, we're going to jump into a 20-minute little sprint. Take notes, do your meditations, do your little to-do list, get some work done. We're going to pull up this. I'm going to pull up what we're going to do for horoscopes so I can meditate on that. And then we'll cover horoscopes and we'll go from there. Okay. So 10 minutes on the clock, and I will see you guys in 10 minutes. 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to mute yourself. the end of that sprint. I'm in a good mood today, you guys. Which is really good considering the last couple days I've been in a horrible mood. As if you heard at the beginning of my sprint or the whole live stream that I wasn't in the best of moods. I've been depressed. So I'm glad that I'm feeling better. I forgot to add one little rant. This is going to be highly controversial. I already know it is. But since this is having got a few seconds of video editing done before I was needed by my oldest. Oh, I'm amazed that you were able to get a few seconds done. Honestly, truthfully. I don't know how you do it with so many. I don't know how, girl. Y'all, okay, I'm just gonna say it. Superwoman right here. Superwoman. Absolute superwoman. Right here. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm glad. I started live streaming again because live streaming saved me when I was in the depths of, oh my gosh, what the hell was I going through like 2 years ago? That's another thing I'm going to share on my Patreon is what exactly was happening behind the scenes on my, y'all saw one version on the front end with all my live streams. I'll be telling you what exactly was going on the back end on my Patreon. Because and then y'all can come and rewatch my live streams and be like, that was going on. And you were, I still look back on those live streams, Cora, and I'm just like, sometimes there's some days where I like going back and rewatching and listening to them. I can remember what was going on those days. And I can tell you right now in my head on the screen, it's kind of like the same thing that happened with my launch. In my head, I was a complete mess. I was an absolute chaotic mess. On the screen, I was so happy and so lively and so everything else that I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, talk about extreme masking. Like, it's almost, I let's just say I've come to figure out that I become more outwardly happy when I'm not doing so well internally. And I guess you can blame my Gemini ascending for that one, because that is literally a Gemini. And my ascending node or my outward facing personality is a Gemini. So I may be a Scorpio sun and a Pisces moon, all freaking emotion, all emotion, and the deepest kind of felt emotion and mysticism and everything else that you can have, which is why I do my client work. But my Gemini is very much my outward facing sign. So, okay, so this is going to be a little controversial. Like really controversial, actually. This is one of those things where I'm still glad I'm like a small channel. I'm not going to get demonetized, but I've wanted to say this for a minute. And this might also give a lot of my clients and my friends a little bit of clarity why exactly I stand exactly in the middle. Okay. So Pam Bondi, this is for you. This is exactly for you. Because this is my personal experience, me, myself, and I's personal experience with the 2020 ballot here in Washington, in Spokane, Washington. Okay. I voted for a certain candidate the first time. Okay. I received a letter stating, and my ballot stating, we haven't received your ballot. Please vote again. So I mailed in my ballot, voted for the same person, mailed it in. Got a letter in the mail with a ballot. We have yet to receive your ballot. Please submit your ballot. So I went, I wonder. So I voted opposite of what I had voted the two previous times. Let's just say the first 2 times were against the color that my state is. The other 2 times, or the last time, was for the color that the state is. Ballot never got returned. They weren't missing my ballot. So in my personal experience, they may not have done it right inside the office, but they kept sending me back my ballot until I voted for who they wanted me to vote for. So that is my experience on the 2020 vote, election, whatever. And why you guys wonder why I now stand down the middle. Because the truth of the matter is, me, myself, and I don't trust the voting system, period, at all, because of my own personal experience with it. Not only that, but I also got a letter that evidently I tried to vote in California when I voted already in Spokane, Washington. And they wanted me to clarify which ballot was mine. So, and the funny thing is the ballot that voted for me in California was again for the candidate I wasn't going to vote for. So you tell me what I'm supposed to believe, because at this point, I don't trust it. And that's just because of my own personal experience. Tell you the truth, guys, this time I didn't vote. I didn't. I don't trust the system. I prayed instead. And I sent my energies towards the person that I wanted in office. We need a revolution. No. Actually, truthfully, from what I could see, we averted the revolution. I already saw, like, literally, my angels were all warning me that if a certain specific person got into office, we would go to World War III. We averted it. The truth is as much as what's going on in our own country, we were weak to the rest of the country, and the rest of the country was about to attack. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't agree with everything that is happening. Just like a lot of people, I agree with some of it. I disagree with some of it. Not everything is for a president to decide. However, even though I can understand the logistics behind it, it's difficult for me because I am for human rights, but I understand the logic behind it. I'm having a very difficult time balancing a very fine line, especially with myself, because there's also certain things that I know from the other side that are extremely controversial. And unfortunately, certain people won't find that out until they get to the other side. And in my personal experience again, in the amount of transgender people that I have met, and I have met a lot, from living in California and San Diego and LA to moving to the East Coast to coming back, I've met a lot. And I can tell you this, the majority, I would have to say 1 out of 3 of them won't admit it necessarily to anyone else, but have confided that they regret their surgery. Because the truth is they hated themselves, and they were convinced that if they changed the outward vision of themselves, it would make them love themselves. And if you don't fix the core problem, you're not going to love yourself even if you change your outside. This has already been proven with plastic surgery. This has already been proven in the mental health industry for years. There is a profit on transgender surgery. There is a profit, again, with any pharmaceutical or any medical procedure. There is a profit margin. I'm not saying that I'm completely against it because, like I said, 1 out of 3 of them did want to stay. We're happy with being transgendered, but to the other, I think I said 1 out of 3. 2 out of the 3 said they regretted it. 1 out of the 3 said they appreciated it. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's why I take the stance the way I am, because I know transgenders that, yes, but the ones that did transition completely and are happy with it, they went through the core therapy where they figured out that they were not happy really with themselves, and they did the work on themselves first. And I know a lot of them actually went through DBT therapy, which makes you or teaches you how to rewire your brain so that things that make you unhappy, you can actually learn. Like, if you were programmed for them to make you unhappy as a child, you can reprogram your mind to make to have a different synapse connection and not have such a negative effect. Not all of them go through this kind of thing. And not only that, but it also didn't happen in their childhood. It didn't happen in their youth. The ones that I know that were happy with transitioning, it happened after their 20s. They were in past their 20s when it happened. So that's my fine line with that. But I don't know how I got on transgender stuff. But my whole thing was more about the voting situation, because I have been wanting to say something about the ballot manipulation that I experienced since I experienced it, but I kept my mouth shut because it was so controversial. And even in small conversations, I had so many people jump down my throat. But I definitely wanted to get that off my chest because my personal experience, my ballot was manipulated until I voted for who they wanted me to vote for. And I didn't care. I honestly, I was more voting for my mom and my grandpa because anybody that knows me, all of my exes can tell you this. I've never really voted. I've prayed, and every time that and here's the funny thing: anytime that I've ever voted, the person that I wanted for office never got into office. So, and anytime I didn't vote, the person I wanted got into office. So, I used the same tactic this time around, and it worked. Last year, or in the 2020, my mom and my grandpa, I wanted to appease them. I don't really care about that much about politics. They do. Well, not that much, but they care. They care enough to, influence my vote. Anyway, now horoscopes. Since we're done with the political rants, when I say I'm not going to get political on my channel, and here I am getting political on my channel. Oy vey. All right, so and it just flashed to me. I'm like, I really wish I had an Irish accent, like an Irish American accent. Like, I just love listening. Like, I just got a flash of the Tri Channel and them talking in my head, and I love the accent. And I realized this too. Here's another funny thing. I had set my phone's navigation to a specific accent, and I never really looked at it until recently. Guess what accent my Surrey has on my phone? I swear to God, I'm half Irish. I swear, like it's coming out in me. I got to get ready to go to my son's appointment, so I'll see you later. No problem, girls. I know I changed my streaming time on a lot of you, so Cora, I just appreciate you coming in and commenting and laughing at me because we needed the laughs today. So no, I appreciate you coming in. Like I always say, and I'll say it now. Ooh, make another wish, guys. It's 12:12. For my replay clue, love you. To my clients that come back and watch, love you. Just remember to hit that like button. It really helps my channel out. I would love to get over 200 subscribers. I've been sitting at like 130 for like over a year. I would love to get beyond that if I could. So, that subscribe button is free. It's like right down there. You can just click on it. There's plenty of other sprints that you can watch on my channel and rants too. So, and this is, I'm hoping to have a little bit more relaxed, fun format and ranty time because that seems to be what people like. So we're still going to do sprints so my clients can get their client work done, but I'm going to be ranting a little bit more than usual from now on. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. Argue with me. I dare you. No, I'm kidding. So going into what has been going on for my clients, students of mine, pay attention to my clients. This is the portion that you were waiting for. Hi, hello, how are you? So we've got a couple things coming up. First of all, we have got the full moon coming up. We've got Valentine's Day coming up. No, Valentine's Day is not a Wiccan holiday. However, so many people think about Valentine's Day and the love, and like you can, if you haven't started feeling it already, I don't know what to tell you. It's like love is in the air. Yeah, because everybody's thinking about it. Anyway, right now we're dealing with a sun in Aquarius, which is the think outside the box, break away from the rules, humanitarian events. Mercury has moved into Aquarius, or no, Mercury is still in Aquarius with unconventional communications and visionary and inventive mindsets. Just know when the problem with communications that comes up this week, okay, we can all blame Mercury and Mars for that, okay? Just so you know, because there is literally going to be a day, I think it's day after tomorrow, or tomorrow, it's tomorrow, where everybody is literally going to have a struggle with communications, okay? Frustrating energies. Blame Mercury and Mars for that, okay? Moon is in Taurus, which is good connection to the physical, heightened need for physical pleasure. Woo! Venus is in Aries, which is idealistic in love, power to forgive with compassion, Mars is in Cancer, which is why we're having issues with communication and emotions. Okay. Focus is the focus on dynamic and emotional insecurity and hypersensitivity. Like I said, you can blame Mars and Mercury for what's going to happen tomorrow with influences. Okay. Jupiter's in Gemini, opportunity for good fortune, stimulation and good experiences. Saturn in Pisces, pull to reflect on past experiences, oneness with the divine, spiritual pull. See, and it's not just Uranus that's looking for spirituality. Uranus is in Taurus, though. Sudden changes in finances, innovative energy with practical applications. Neptune is in Pisces, greater emphasis on all things mystical and imaginative. Spirituality will be embraced collectively. So Neptune's influencing it too. Okay. Oh no, it's not Uranus that's influencing it. It's Neptune. My bad. I've been talking about Uranus this whole time and I had the wrong place. Oops. My bad. Pluto in Uranus. Significant changes in humanity that begin with sudden endings. Level of progression with extraordinary events. Okay. Pluto, Neptune, Saturn, they're kind of the reasons that we're all having to deep dive, do deep reflections, have those conversations that maybe we didn't want to, wondering why the past is coming back to haunt us. Yeah, you can blame the last 3 planets for that stuff, okay? Just, they're creeping up from the outside of the solar system and just bringing their influence like, hi, all that stuff you swept under the rug, we're coming to the surface. So for some of you that are new, let me explain how I break down the signs because I do it a little bit differently than most. I start with Aries. I go through there. I leave Scorpio till the end simply because I am a Scorpio. And if I try to do Scorpio in the middle, my angels start throwing in messages and it's hard for me to move on. So I just leave it to the last just in case I can, because when I finish up with Scorpio, if they want to ramble, I continue to ramble on what I want to ramble about, and they can go and give messages, and I can kind of block them out a little bit easier. Versus when I'm trying to tap into the next sign and they're throwing in messages, and I'm just like, Argh. Okay, so Aries. Also, real quick, I'm covering Wednesday, which is yesterday. Okay, today, tomorrow, and Saturday for you. All right. So courageous in love and strong energies on both partnership and money were yesterday with expressive energies at play. Good projects, connections, and positive energies were good were yesterday, which caused good communications and interests and connections, and can find yourself reviewing past experiences, which can complicate social urges to be careful. Thank you. They're referencing that Aries, they're referencing that there's a lot of stuff that you're doing that is at the beginning of the week in the month of February. You're going to be causing a lot of problems at the beginning of the week that you're going to have to pay for at the end of the week. Okay. Be aware of this. It's going to happen this little like wave cycle is going to happen for the next 3 weeks. Okay. You're going to have a great opportunity to be able to communicate with people into Thursday afternoon with pleasing and appeasing energies that come into Friday morning. However, you're going to have a strong push to handle unfinished business. They're referencing, Aries, don't ruffle other people's feathers just because you feel a drive and a push to get things done. If you can, seek out the lessons that you can learn on your own. Do things independently if you can. You'll benefit it from a future. Into Saturday, we're going to have a little bit of problems with communications. So it is Saturday that we're going to have problems with communications. Into Saturday, you're going to have difficulties with communications, especially in the love department, only because you have a strong pull with Venus that's going to be pulling in emotions. If you have anything that you needed to discuss in regards to love and romance, wait until next week for that. Okay. Venus just isn't on your side right now. For fire signs, just know for a couple of fire signs, except for Leos, because Leos, you're just lucky. The fire signs, the Venus is throwing y'all a curveball for this whole month. So if you've been looking for that kind of love, Aries, just know that you need to definitely play the field. Don't lock anything down. Okay. And That's actually into Saturday. Seek out, and yeah, creative energies will happen on Friday as well, going into Saturday with a dreamy undertone. Don't let the dreamy, wishy-washy undertone of the weekend cause you to whitewash any work you need to get done. You're still going to need to be productive for the weekend. So Aries, that's for you. Taurus, quiet, private, sacrificing type energy has come into play, reassessing of relationships, spiritual longing and attachments, and complicating energies with emotions and affections have been definitely influencing you at the beginning of this week. You might be finding yourself looking for escapism with an underlying energy of detachment and battling that emotions versus logic kind of balance. Okay. Tauruses, this is not a good time for you to try to lock down how you feel about something or try to navigate what exactly it is that's causing you to feel that way, simply because retro Mars is going to be bringing in frustrating energies that highlight the difficulties, the differences, and the incompatibilities and things, okay? Especially in relationship issues. So if you're one of those people who's a Taurus that's going through a difficult relationship right now, let it simmer. Let it simmer until Saturday, because Friday into Saturday, you have good energies to make amends, opportunistic and discipline type energies, and you can find support in hidden spaces. Meaning that if, say, you're going through a breakup, Taurus, try to get the person back on Friday, doesn't work out, you're going to have the energies that allow you to find the resources that you need to be able to have a good time, even if your heart is broken. Okay. For Tauruses that are maybe having a difficult time with themselves, this is a good time to get out of your little bubble and maybe go find a way to distract yourself outside of your normal social circle. Into Saturday, you have great communications with influence of Venus for romantic friendship type energies. You basically use this weekend, Tauruses, to expand your horizons a little bit in the friendship field. You're going to be able to have those deep-seated conversations with new people. A good time to make strangers your friends, basically. Geminis. Strong friendship, social, and connecting type energies with approachable, compassionate, and good teamwork with an inclination for discovering the new. So, Geminis, you are kind of in a new baby discovery stage for some reason. It's like somebody opened the door to the world for you and you're poking your head out. They're referencing, though, that come into today and tomorrow, you're going to have a lot of confusing and frustrating energies come into play, especially with misunderstandings. You're not going to understand what people are meaning or saying today. Okay. You're just going to feel like nobody knows what they're saying. Everybody seems confused. It's sorry, Geminis, but it's not everybody else. It's actually you today. And it's just because that's the way the energies are in your chart. So you're going to misunderstand everybody. This is one of those cases where Geminis, don't lose your temper for no reason. If something makes you mad, walk away. Don't react until you know the deeper issues to the situation. Okay. You do have better energies coming in tomorrow into Saturday with compromising, motivating, and optimistic energies. So Geminis, if we've already messed up today, if we've already pissed off that one person that we weren't trying to piss off because we didn't understand them and we got mad, you're going to have good energies tomorrow to smooth it over. If you haven't done that yet, just know, if you do end up losing your tongue today, tomorrow's going to be a good day to fix it. You have got into Saturday, you have good energies for networking, friendships, connecting, collecting information, and a good magnetism for things. Geminis, this week, your social circle, use it to your advantage. If you are a wounded soldier, use your friend's social circle to absorb. Just remember, there's a lot of people that are feeling extra hypersensitive this weekend, so just be aware. It's definitely one of those weekends to hold your tongue if you can. For my Cancers, for my deep-seated Cancers, okay? Creative, charming energies, increase social and networking energies, especially in the business and money department, with charming, attractive energies and artistic and creative undertones. Oh my gosh, Cancers, we have actually good energy. How often does that happen? So Cancers, you should be floating high right now. They are referencing that today there is going to be some conflicting and confusing energies coming into play that can be a little bit frustrating. Focus on money and dependencies. Focus your energies where it best benefits your endeavors. Desires are strong, but can be completely complicated as well. Make observations and plans, not actions. Okay. They're referencing that into Friday, you're going to have better stable but slow down type energy. They're putting on the brakes for you, Cancers. Remember, Cancers, you guys can't go too long with this much energy without a crash and burn. I'd rather have you have a slowdown than a crash and burn. Okay. And they're referencing that that's coming in for you on Friday. Redirect and refocus on personal convictions, motivation, and problem solving type energies with productive and satisfying undertones. Use this weekend to be a little bit more charming if you need to be charming. They're referencing that, especially for Cancers, anything like you especially are having that hump. Okay. The energies that started the week are going to end the week, but when Wednesday, Thursday, you've had that frustrating hump that you're going to get through. They're referencing that Saturday is going to be this Saturday is going to be much like the energies of last Saturday for you. You've got a weird cycle going on, Cancers, but I'd rather you guys have a weird cycle than what the heck you've all been going through for the past couple months. Okay. Leos. Extremely strong love energy and fun romantic relationship enhancing with rewards. Willingness to experiment and diversify, strong emotional investment and decision making. Wow, my head is such in the gutter. That went so somewhere else with the whole experimenting thing. Woo! Experiment and diversify. In the bedroom. Anyway, so artistic and creative undertones. So basically, this beginning of this week, you've had just the light of your fire. Things have been going really, really well. But you guys, Leos, you guys are also having that hump with that conflicting, confusing, and frustrating energies that come in today. Okay. But yours are more disconnected and distractive. Okay. The confusing and frustrating energies for you, Leos, lie more in the emotions department. But when does that not usually happen for you, Leos, right? So just understand that it's going to be unclear and difficult to appease yourself or others today. So just remember to self-soothe, which reminds me, I need to call Danielle because I'm going to need to remind her to self-soothe today. I know my Leos. If I know if there's my Taurus is my Leos, there's a couple signs. Like if I know you, I know you. So just know that on Friday, you're going to have a reawakening, revising type energies with a strong need for improvement and strategies. This is definitely going to be more in the relationship and interaction sector. Okay, Leos. So anything that you screw, it's again kind of like Cancers. Anything you screw up today, you can amend tomorrow. Okay, or just keep your mouth shut today, and you'll have good energies tomorrow to appease everything. Just know that going into the weekend, Leos, you have great interaction you have strong romantic and relationship type energies with sorry, lost my train of thought. There we go. With positive problem solving and money benefiting both in money and financial. So, wow, they just came this in. If there is a Leo out there that is having an argument with their partner over finances regarding the future of things, just know that you are going to be able to have a better conversation this weekend about it. It's one of those things where be like, honey, leave this for the weekend. Okay. So Virgos, just know, Virgos, until the end of the week, you're having a frustrated, complicated time. Okay. I saw this and I kind of wish Cora was still here. I hope she's listening. Basically, complicated, difficult, emotional energy. It's all in the emotions for you, poor Virgos. Okay. However, they are saying that this is good energy for complicated relationship situations because you're able to see the darker side and the deeper issues to your personalities within the relationship. They're referencing that you need to have encouraging and nurturing type energy. You're going to need to create it. This kind of energy, you guys have been dealing with this for a couple of days. This is Venus, unfortunately, when Venus is in Aries on this side of the chart from Virgos, Virgos don't do well. Okay. Virgos just don't do well in an Aries type energy. Okay. And that's and Venus is in Aries right now. They're referencing that frustrating, confusing, and conflicting energies continue into today with a temporary lack of natural confidence. Annoying, which is going to bring in that annoying, that competitive energy that does motivate and boost you. But they're referencing that don't let it boost you in a way that it's like you're doing things out of spite. Okay. Do it where you are motivating and pushing yourself because you want to match up to whatever it is that's you're feeling competitive about. Virgos, this is not one of those times to try to better everybody around you. This is one of those times to match up to everybody around you. Okay. They're referencing that on Friday, hidden things will be exposed. You've got a lot of discovery type energy that's coming into play for you tomorrow with researching, editing, and analytical type, especially in business and finance. So for my Cora baby, tomorrow, if you need to break down finances, if you need to fine tune the channel, if we need to fine stream that business plan, tomorrow is the day to do it for you, Virgos, because you also have positive problem solving and communicative type energies coming into Saturday and Sunday. This weekend, yes, we usually don't work on weekends, but for any of you Virgos that are business owners, this weekend would be the greatest weekend to be able to break down things for your taxes. Okay, this would be tax weekend is what I would call this for Virgos, because you've got the actual energy to be able to do it. And it's not going to overwhelm you the way it normally does. For my Libras, you've had you're feeling the Virgo. You've got a lot of relationship and pleasure type energy that comes into focus that is allowing you to tackle the deeper issues, especially in the romance department. Compromising, charming, and connecting type energies come into play. But they are referencing that today into tomorrow, misunderstanding, irritating, and frustrating energies affect you the most. You have trouble with trouble and discontent, especially in communication, but they are referencing that you have a creative type energy that's an undertone. Use this to do your own, to dive into projects, self-focus on our projects. There are referencing that you might have a little bit of self-doubt, so do something you already know you're good at. Okay. Into Friday, you have charming and appealing energy with the pleasant type undertones. Basically, the energy that you had at the beginning of the week is going to pick right back up on Friday into Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so just know that you have strong communication and romantic energies as well. It's a good time for learning, sharing, and feeling. Basically, for you Libras. Libras, you usually don't get out and be social all that much. Actually, this weekend's going to be a good time for you to get out and be social, unless you're on that Libra Scorpio cusp. You guys are just social anyway. Sagittarius is for my Saggy babies. Romantic, attractive, charming, expressive, playful energies. Venus has come out to play for Sagittariuses. They are, you guys are spellbinding, basically, is what they're referencing. If anybody has any magic right now, it's Sagittariuses. Confidence and awakening type energies, intense draw towards interests and hobbies. They're actually referencing that you, Sagittariuses, you are the least affected by this negative energy that comes into play, because you're just going to be hypersensitive with that restless type energy. It's definitely one of those things where you're not understanding why everybody else is acting the way they're acting and influenced the way they're influenced. You're like, dude, I'm fine. What's wrong with everybody else? Just be sure to observe and reserve any judgment for tomorrow. Just know that everybody else is out of whack except for you. It's kind of the opposite of Geminis. This time it really is everybody else. It's not you. Okay. They're referencing that into Thursday, Friday. Strong, you have a strong boost. That connective, that communicating, that sensitive learning and creative type energy comes back into play on Friday. You are going to have an ability to heal through conversations. And this is kind of when I was meditating, Kendall Vertes from Dance Moms popped in my head. And it only because she's Sagittarius. That's why. Okay. Because the ability to heal through conversations impacted me hard when it came to Kendall. And I have a feeling that if there's any time that she's ever wanted to apologize and make amends with anybody and have it go perfectly her way, it's this weekend. So just know, Kendall Vertes, if you can hear me, Friday into Saturday, if you can make those apologies that maybe you put on the back burner because they hurt too much to make them, you are going to have everything on your side to be able to do it this weekend. And you're going to fare far better than if you've ever done it at any other time of the year. Okay. So Capricorns, this is actually, if Kendall was my client, this is when actually I'd be like, okay, so our session today is going to be you getting on the phone and you figuring out exactly who you're going to text and what you're going to text them to apologize for whatever it is that you need to apologize for the last however many years you've been alive. We are going to write some negative karma. Like, seriously, Sagittarius, this weekend is an amazing opportunity to rewrite any negative karma that you might have in existence at this time. Okay. So Aquarius is communication, tactful energies with a bit of cheer, especially in the focusing on the socializing, social and relationship type department have been the energies of the week. Warm, connecting, communicating with a strong undertone of accessibility and pleasure. You have been able to swoon with your words, Aquariuses. You have a poetic flow to you this week. They are referencing that, however, today, strong emotional energy comes into play with the ability for social blunders. Today is that one day that if you're a stand-up comedian and you wanted to go, you've been doing great doing live shows all week, take tonight off. Take tonight off. Just take it off. You're sick. You got food poisoning today. Yeah, because I don't know why, but they're showing me like Justine Stanford. Like if you had a stand-up comedy session tonight would be the night to not do it because you would screw up the set. You just screwed up. So Aquarius is just know that and confusing, misunderstanding type energies, you will not be able to balance anything today. Aquarius is just know that. Do not drive yourself crazy trying to balance things today. Just let it go. Give it to God. Give it to him. He can handle it better than we can. On Friday, they're referencing that defensive but connecting energies come into play with healing and bonding type undertones in conversations and communications. So just know, if you were unable to hide today, if you were unable to keep yourself in check today, Aquariuses, you'll be able to fix that all tomorrow and into Saturday. Venus brings in loving, excellent happiness and undertones of communication, and especially in romantic and loving departments, family bonding undertones with conversations and communications into Saturday. So you literally, Aquariuses, if you guys mess up today, you'll be able to fix it tomorrow. But just know that today, don't just hide if you can. Especially the most embarrassing thing for me is social blunders, and yeah, to actually see, like, for my angels to actually come in and say social blunders, I was like, okay. So Pisces, a focus on stability, practicality in relationships and emotional life has been the forefront. A need to build up current resources. There's been a strong focus and pull for you to build up that safety net that's usually there. If it's not there already, strengthening it, fortifying it, or just building it in general. Attraction to the long-term endeavors. Good time to do a little extra self-soothing if need be. You have the extra energy, Pisces, to be able to spend a little bit of time on yourself, splurge a little bit. Because they're referencing that into today and tomorrow, you're going to have overwhelming and all-consuming type energies. It's best to strategize rather than react. Motivation towards organizations, especially in the financial and business sectors. Good insight type energies for communications. Pisces, basically today and tomorrow is a good time to do taxes. Fridays, Pisces, you have the most amazing communication type energy coming in tomorrow. Okay. Literally, it says amazing communication and conversation energies with abilities to compromise easily. Good time to analyze and comprehend situations through revealing conversations, rational and understanding type energies of EOD. If I was a tax advisor and I was a Pisces, I would schedule all my client calls tomorrow. Because the ability you are going, if you are a Pisces, if you are an accountant and you are a Pisces, you are going to be able to explain all those breakdowns, all those deductions, all those assessments, everything to your clients in an easy compatible way. They're not going to have much questions. It's going to be revealing, and they're going to be happy and understanding. So basically, that's the way I put it. If you were a tax attorney, I would tell you to, as a Pisces, I would tell you to schedule all your clients tomorrow. Into the weekend, you do have it turns more into a family focus type energy with a focus on stabilizing and practicality. Stabilization and practicality within the home environment into Saturday and the weekend. So Pisces, you business dealings have kind of been all this week. You're going to turn right back into family into the weekend. Scorpios. Disrupting, frustrating energies come into play, confusing intentions and conversations, frustrating, irritating, disrupting by the end of or by midweek. Good time to compromise if necessary. Yeah, my launch fit into that category of things. So oh my gosh, I read that when I did my meditation on that, and I read it and I was like, oh wow. Did I just write that for myself, or was that? And no, that's actually how it's been for all Scorpios. They're referencing that today we have magnetizing, confident, and persuasive energies. Strong possibility for opportunities and work and daily matters. Organizational and channeling type energies come into play, especially in the home and family department. Into Friday, we have strong communication and conversations with the deep understandings. For me, I have reached out. So for my clients out there who are wondering why I reached out to them yesterday and wanted to schedule appointments tomorrow, that's why. Or Friday. That's why. Strong mental and detail-oriented energy for planning and problem solving. Excellent time to convey what you mean. Yeah. Basically, Friday is why I scheduled all my client calls, or tried to schedule all my client calls, because yeah, I'm going to be able to tell you exactly what you need to hear, how you need to hear it, when you need to hear it tomorrow. Scorpios, into the weekend, you have very magnetizing, confident energy, especially in the love department. You are basically, Scorpios, you are going to be able to swoon with your words this weekend. If you not the best of time with Venus sitting in Aries to find love. However, if you are a flirty Scorpio, you will be able to flirt your little heart out. Don't break any hearts. This is going to be one of those times that Scorpios, you might end up like Shane from the L Word. Don't have girls just falling in love with you because you are who you are. Okay. So also we have coming up is the quickening moon. That is going to be on the 12th. It is going to come again before I start. Is it going to come again? No, it's not. That's good. That's for next week because I stream on the 10th. Yeah, my brain. Well, that's another thing that happened today. Frustrating, irritating energies. We'll just talk about it. I went to go do my live stream and realized that I had scheduled everything on, StreamYards and everything else. However, when it came to my notes, for some reason thought it was the 10th. So yeah, that also happens when you're depressed. Time blindness actually goes from hours to days and maybe even weeks. So just know, for all of you, today is just going to be a frustrating, for Scorpios, you've just had a frustrating week. It's almost like what Scorpios have been dealing with all week. Everybody got to feel today and into tomorrow. So and then today, Scorpios are like magnetized. Like, it's interesting to me how it works, because I'm like, no, everybody was feeling great and everything when I was frustrated. And now that I'm feeling great, everybody's frustrated. So again, it's turned into that situation where I get to make myself happy because everybody's frustrated and reaching out to me. And I forgot to explain. What my friend, you texted me. I did. I forgot to explain on the sprint, or did I? Text me if I explained what you asked me before, Emma. Because I think I said I was going to explain it and I didn't. If I didn't, I'll go back and listen and I'll explain. Because now I forgot what you were asking what I meant. Now that my brain's like clicking back to it, I was like, wait, she texted me during the sprint. I saw the text. She was like, what did you mean? Okay, Emma, we'll figure that out later. Anyway, so that is the end of our stream. Just wanted to give you guys a little heads up. Cora and I, my lovely friend that popped in here, we are still planning on doing our law tea with Cora and Kibby starting in April. We pushed it to April because one of the cases that we want to cover is coming up. Am I going to try to convince her to do a drunken Friday night live session with me? Maybe. I think it would be fun. I don't drink that often. Not many people get drunk in Kibby. I don't want to go on live just without some sort of, parent keeping me in check. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll see what happens with that. But that is coming up. Other than that, is there anything that anybody wants to ask or anything else that I need to cover before we go in or before we end our session? Because that might just be the end of it, you guys. Hold on. Because I do this to myself all the time. I have so many pages of things that I cover for YouTube streams, just so many to-do lists, I literally have a primary to-do list, a secondary to-do list, a YouTube to-do list, a projects to-do list, and then a Wiccan to-do list, and then a Rose Chronicles to-do list. So just minimum, I have 6 lists that are constantly going. But that is the end of our stream. For my clients who are coming in to learn things, next week we will be covering the Quicken Moon. Also, I want you to start prepping for a full moon ritual, or level 2 clients. I would like you to start prepping for your own full moon ritual, because I will be questioning you on that. We do have Ostara coming up, and Valentine's Day. Ostara is March holiday, so just start prepping yourselves for that. Valentine's Day is coming up next week, so I'm going to discuss a little bit of that, because there is a little bit of background information on that, because there is history on that, evidently. For everybody else that comes in to listen to me rant and rave, thank you for coming. Please remember to hit that like button. There's a subscribe down there that's free too. Ring the bell so you know when I'm going live, which is going to be Mondays at 5 o'clock and Thursdays at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am KibbyRose. I am your Authortubes Lesbian Psychic Stoner. I do sprints. I do psychic work. I do witchy things. I do rants. Thank you for coming in, and raise your glass, because we're going to do our end of stream tears. Yeah, they could be tears, couldn't they? Depending on what happens. We had tears last time. May your angels be strong. May your energies be positive, and may karma be ever in your favor. Have a great day, you guys, and I'll see you next time.